Puerto Rico's been experiencing a housing crisis, and locals are afraid that it's going to end up like Hawaii, pricing them out of their own homes. But what if I told you there's a way that locals can take advantage of the same exact tax incentive that the big investors use? Getting properties into locals' hands and getting rich at the same time? These are the exact steps that you need to take. Puerto Rico's housing crisis is real. Locals are struggling to keep up with skyrocketing prices, and everybody's asking, is Puerto Rico going to end up like Hawaii, where locals can't even afford to live in their own homes? But here's what most people don't know. There's a way for you as a local to flip the script. You can take advantage of the same tax incentives that the big investors use to get rich, keeping properties in locals' hands while you make money. Stick with me, because I'm going to show you how to do it. And the kicker is the purchase price of these properties can count towards a 40% tax credit. Guys, this is a massive game changer. Okay, let's start with the problem. Abandoned properties are everywhere in Puerto Rico's urban centers, and the island is experiencing a housing shortage of over 250,000 homes. These properties are neglected, dangerous, and doing nothing for the community. But Act 182 changes the game. The law incentivizes locals and others to revitalize those properties and turn them into long-term housing. This is what makes Act 182 different. It focuses on properties in designated urban centers. These properties must contain at least 7 residential rental units or more. And get this, you're rewarded with a 40% tax credit that can include the purchase price of the property, plus the renovations that you do. So if you buy the right property, say at $500,000, not only is that included in your 40% tax credits, but also what is included is all of your renovations. That's soft costs, that's hard costs, it doesn't matter. You put them all in a bucket, multiply it times 40%, and you're gonna get that in the form of tax credits. Guys, stay with me, I haven't even told you the best part yet. Here's why Act 182 is a win-win. This isn't just about giving locals a shot at wealth. It's about solving the housing crisis, and here's how it works. 1, it's massive tax benefits if you invest in the way that they're encouraging you to. That's a 40% tax credit on your total investment, purchase price and renovation included if you buy the right properties. 75% off of the property taxes, so if a property tax is $1,000, you pay $250. And 50% off of the municipal taxes. And that's not pocket change, that's real money back in your hands as the real estate investor. And there's more. You're also going to pay very low taxes on long-term rental income. Actually, once you've developed the property and get it rented out with long-term tenants, your income tax on those rents is only 4% corporate tax. That's a hell of a lot less than what you would normally pay at your 9-to-5. And let's talk about the community impact as well. You're providing affordable housing for local families, and you're making serious cash flow while you do it. Are you still with me, guys? Good, because I'm going to show you how to take advantage of this program step by step. All right, here's how you're going to use Act 182 to get yourself rich and help your community while you do it. First, you need to find eligible properties. So here's exactly what that means. Use the map that's provided by Vivienda to find abandoned and distressed properties inside the zone. These properties must be at least 7 units or more, but if they're not, you can renovate them to become 7 units or more. So when you do the project, 7 is the magical number, 7 or more. Next, you're going to want to secure financing to acquire the properties. You don't have to have $1 million in the bank up front. Guys, you can use any form of financing, FHA loans, partnerships, DSCR loans, anything that you can do to get your property funded will count towards your $1 million investment. This is a big one, guys. You're going to want to pre-qualify your property with DDEC so that you can get the 40% tax credits on all of the investment. That includes the purchase price and the renovations. Let me give you an example. If you find an abandoned, distressed property that's doing no good for the community at large and buy it for, say, $500,000 and then invest $1 million into it to lift it up so that it can be used for its highest and best use, which is long-term housing, you can get a 40% tax credit on all of that money. Guys, that's $600,000. That's a big deal when you're a real estate investor. Now, you found the deal of a lifetime. You figured out how to pay for it. You have it pre-qualified. You've even maybe closed on it. What you're going to want to do next? Develop and lease it, baby. Once you've finished the renovations, you're going to go out to the public and you're going to lease it at market rents to local families. Once you finish your renovations, you're then going to want to lease for cash flow to long-term tenants. I like renting to local families, but you do you. This creates stable income for you and keeps housing affordable for locals. Now, before we go further, let me ask you, how would it feel to own a piece of Puerto Rico's future while building wealth for your family? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And while you're there, hit that like button. Let me tell you why this is so important right now. This is so urgent because if locals don't act, outside investors will, and they're going to snatch up these properties. And if nobody acts, the housing crisis will get worse and Puerto Rico will lose its identity. Guys, with Act 182, you have the tools to fight back. This law is designed to give locals the power to reclaim these abandoned, distressed, and disastrous properties so that the local community can start living in these properties and create housing that works for the local community. Guys, the government's gonna pay you to do it. And this isn't just about making money. This is about making a difference. I like to say real estate investor superheroes. This isn't just about making money, guys. It's about making a difference. I know you want to be part of the solution. That's why you're still watching. Here's what I hope you'll do next. Step 1, subscribe to the channel right now. I'll be breaking down more strategies like this every week. Step 2, share this video everywhere. This is a very important message. The government does a poor job of letting locals know that they qualify for these acts. The more that the locals know about Act 182, the stronger the community will be. Step 3, take action, guys. Go to the Vivienda website, pull up the map, and start identifying properties that qualify. I promise you, this shouldn't be hard. There's a ton of them. Opportunity is everywhere. Puerto Rico's future depends on locals like you stepping up. This isn't rocket surgery. You have the tools. The incentives are for you, and they're here, and the time to act is right now. Listen, if you want Puerto Rico real estate to stay in the hand of local Puerto Ricans, you've got to act now. Use Act 182 to provide housing to your local families and communities. This will not only get you on the path to financial freedom, but you're doing a ton of good. You guys got to go make it happen. And I know that I'm going to get hate in the comments because I'm a white guy telling locals what they can do. But listen, the government does such a bad job about letting you guys know what's available. We do it. We spotlight what goes on the island of Puerto Rico. Love us or hate us, this is who we are.
Do yourself a favor. Don't turn around. I told you not to turn around.